YouTube, welcome to the top 8 grand finale and top deck list. It is with the brand new ban list with Malice getting restricted by 5 of their starters are now gone. They went from 14 1 card to 1.5 card starters to now only 9. And surprise, the deck is still ridiculously good. Now, we are up against a purely go second version of Gem Knight. We got board breakers in the main deck, wipe out the back row of the monsters, then wham bam, thank you ma'am them from there. So does Mobile X stand a chance? Are you ready? By watch as long as you can, that greatly supports this event. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Normal summon the Chessie. We're going to activate the Maxi in response to the Chessie before they draw into an Ash Blossom or a Call by the Grave. We say goodbye to the White Rabbit, draw 2, and our turn just like that. We don't want to YOLO the Allure of Darkness. We have Imperm, Droll, and Maxi. Will that be enough? Remember, this is a go second deck. We better win this. Lightning Storm taking out the back row in permanence. Let's now Pirellia in case they have a March Hare to want a special summon. Let's Dispersion search our deck for the Neprum. Hit them with the Maxi within the window of Droll. If they negate the Maxi, we Droll them. Did not. Neprum for the searching for a Quartz. Quartz activatable because the opponent controls a monster, which we did not wipe out the Lightning Storm. Good on us for that. We now have the Brilliant Fusion. Brilliantly sending from the deck a Hollow Core to summon a fusion, and right now we have pinned down the opponent with the Hollow Core engraved. We are able to negate the activation or effect of anything, no matter where it is, as long as we have a fusion on field. Triple Tactics talent. Look at the hand. Hey, that is a Droll that you don't even want to use because we're under Max C. Let's return back the one of Dormouse. And in this moment where we sent our monster off the field, you would be able to activate a card and they wouldn't be able to negate. We're going straight to the battle phase. Topaz is going to burn for an additional 1,500 damage. Because of the effect of Max C, we didn't want to further commit with the Link 2. Lethal damage. Well done. 1-0 against what is supposedly still the best freaking deck. Now it's up to Drex. Do you want to force the go second player to go first? Dispersion, searching our deck. We do have an Imperm for the Neprum, but we could red reboot it. Do we? Do we want to red reboot this? We are rebooting. Reboot the Impermanence, reset it. They get to set another trap from the deck. No more traps are activatable for the rest of the turn. And let's wham bam, thank you ma'am them from here. Double Imperm now on the field, which is going to completely counter your Apollo if you're even able to make one. No Apollo, as it would just get Imperm, but the Imperms will not stop the fact that we have the Hollow Core, but the Call by the Grave will. That is the issue here. Now, the Hollow Core banishes by cost, so we have to preempt the Call by the Grave. Just use it early. Otherwise, they could banish the other Hollow Core and the Hollow Core itself, and then you would not be able to finger it. First, we're going to Imperm the Rose Diamond, which we probably misread this. This effect of destroying face-up cards the opponent controls in response to the opponent activating a monster effect is literally only during your own turn. Otherwise, we only have a destruction protection effect. We're going to Hollow Core. Now not fingerable because we banished the other Hollow Core. So if you're playing Gem Knight yourself, make sure you banish your other Hollow Core to help play around a finger, potentially. We're going to use the Mouse and Underground, even though it would look like a mistake, right? You would then lose the other Hollow Core. Banishing with the deck, March Hare, add back to the hand here. As we're going to be further linking off into a Link Decoder. March Hare, Banishment and Grave. I mean, what can I say? We have nothing. Let's just wham bam, thank you ma'am, speed this up. What do we have to think about? What do we have to play around? The Amethyst can return our back row back, who cares? The Aquamarine, if sent to the graveyard, would return a card on the field back to the hand, which is now banished by the Cryptor. Access the codes, banish the Cryptor, take out the Rose Diamond, Reborn back, banish the Splash Mage. We just have a Quartz left. To battle we go. Take out the Quartz. Lethal damage. Now, Mobile X gets to choose to go second. His preference. Didn't want to go first to begin with. His only disruption being the Hollow Core, obviously not good. He is go second time. We are ready to go second. We got the Pirelli, we got the Full Loss, we got the Scatter Fusion, 2 board breakers, 2 hand traps, and a play. What more could you want with your go second deck? We're going to be activating the Full Loss and Pirelli. Well, I'm not going to Ash either. No Ash? Huh. Okay. We have Maxi, Ash, and a Mouse and Mirror, plus our double board breaker and the Scatter Fusion. Harpy Feather Duster. Wipe up the back row. No negate for you. Scatter Fusion is going to send from the deck to the graveyard. Not by cost, but by effect. Now, we held on to our Ash. We didn't negate Pirelli. We didn't negate Full Loss because we would prefer to negate the Scatter instead. Mate. Big oof. Our only play is now negated. Set the Droplet or Scoop. I guess we're coping. Is the Droplet going to be enough? Activate the Chessie that's already been on the field. Oh my Jesus. Scatter can at least activate outside of the turn it was activated. So if your opponent controls a monster during the main phase, we would then be able to activate the already face-up Scatter. If it's still there, that is. If we survive, that is. We're not going to unless Drex disconnects or times out. And now you just walk away and cope. Set up the GWC. To battle we go. 6,900 damage plus the GWC for game. GW. Banish. Reborn back. Lethal damage. 2-1. Quite unfortunate. We had the necessary hand traps to end their turn early. We had the necessary board breakers to delete anything left over from their turn 1. But our 1-card play was thwarted by a single Ash, which they had the proper discipline to not use on the Pirelli nor Full Loss. Normal summon the Picari, Imperm, negate. Now from here, the Mathmech equation can target a Mathmech, which we have no way to access. We already used up our normal summon. Dark Infant will play the field spell and not be able to even activate it to summon anything. The Ash is still going to negate. When you have this many hand traps, you literally don't even have to think. You could just negate every single play. We're going to banish away the Picari within the end phase and search for another Bestial within the end phase. Our Jerusalem is now here, which we can safely use the Allure of Darkness to dig into a 1-card starter. This is it. Ash negate. Now, if it were a Signet Mining, we would have lost a card, and we can continue to beat them down from here. We did not use Lancia in their draw phase, which would have naturally turned off the Allure of Darkness. Say goodbye to the Dark Infant. We have no play. We got to draw into one. Off the top of the deck, we have a Baruru, which will do nothing. March Hare off the top of the deck here. We need a third body to turn this into a play. Lancia is going to stop the Druid Swarm, as we cannot impulse the Lancia, obviously. And now we're not able to go into a play. The Bestial plus a March Hare, it's just not a play. It's crazy. You can't go into a Splash Mage with it. We're going to Little Knight with nothing to banish. We at least have a form of disruption through it. Maxi, not a disruption, but we have Impulse, Little Knight, and the Jerusalem in addition to the Chain the Maxi to the Circular off the top of the deck, which I believe is still limited to 1 in TCG and OCG. Come forth. Sigma is going to allow us to activate the Little Knight. We may also use Jerusalem. No, we're going to hold on to the Jerusalem, not even banishing it away. Say goodbye to the Circular, which would trigger to search for the equation, which we already have. We're going to Ash negate the Baruru, attempt and ascend an Ignister from the deck to the grave. Not today. We are a Link, level 3 that is, unfortunately. Back onto the field Circular, we do have the Veiler as our only form of Disrupt. Now, from here with the March Hare being added back to the hand, we can again attempt to bridge our way into the main Malice plays. And we do exactly that by going into the Red Ransom. If we Veiler this, we can dodge it with not only the MTP, but also the Mirror. Off the field we go. No Veiler for you. We're going to be searching for our limited to 1 field spell. The MTP searching for the Dormouse, that is. And here is our 1 of field spell. We do have nothing. So, of course, we're going to lose game 1. Thank you. Game 2, let's go. And that was quite nutty. I had 4 hand traps plus an allure. Come on now. People may be on more allure. Now, more allure takes advantage of people not playing Lancia. The more Lancia there is, the less you'd want to play allure, obviously. We're going to be full. Okay, we don't have 4 hand traps again. We only have 3. 3 hand traps plus the allure darkness, but the allure darkness will not be safely activated with no dark in hand for next turn. Let's hit him with the Fua. And man, what is going on? Off the top of the deck, we had the freaking White Rabbit. Ain't no way. Now, well, we're going to just negate that. I was going to say a question could be, do we have a negate for the Veiler? We're just going to negate the Ash as we're going for that draw 2, banish the White Rabbit, and then we could Veiler on summon of the White Rabbit. Now, they have another starter extender, though, when we negate the White Rabbit, which they will just be able to further link this off and then continue their full combo play with the backup Ignister. There is an interesting scenario here. If Alpha discards the search for Malice, we could then finger the Malice, but we don't have to discard it because we have not committed to our normal summon yet. So will we play into the finger? Lingeribo to negate any potential traps. Special the backup. Search. Does Dormouse get fingered here? Do we discard it to then reborn it with Splash Mage? We do not. Got him. Now, that's what you would do, obviously, if you had to normal summon your hand trap. Banishing the Chessie from the deck. Chessie and all 3 go into the Red Ransom here. Red Ransom, search our deck for the 1 of Malice and Underground. Let's go into the access code Talker. Let's get poppin' on Resolution. You then have to banish the Red Ransom before it is banished by the access code Talker. But we know that there is a freaking Underground for the follow-up. Damn. Malice, of course, to no one's surprise, is still way too powerful. Corellia in the draw phase. How many cards are we drawing? We could draw 1, 2 cards. Pot agreed in the standby phase. In addition to that, we have the ability to negate a monster, spin 2 cards of the Field or Grave back in the deck, and then we could spin again. We have 6 forms of disruption. In addition to that, we're going to draw into a hand trap for sure, right? We have the X Purely Nor, completely unaffected from your opponent's activated effects while it has 5 or more materials. How do you out this? Not a hand trap. I told you we'd have a hand trap. We're at 7 disruption now. X-Ryzeal Aggregator will target the Beauty. Beauty is going to negate the X-Ryzeal, and then we could leap it into another X Purely Nor to further spin 2 more cards on the Field or Grave. We're going to leap it up right away. And with the X Purely Nor, we're going to start detaching. Get rid of the X-Ryzeal. Now, I would recommend possibly wanting to get rid of the Aggregator from Engrave because it is allowing a Node Ryzeal to special summon. I'm gonna grab a nice Ryzeal. Bro, you Veiler this, you bounce the Aggregator. I mean, Node doesn't even have anything to special summon from the graveyard if you were to even special summon it. Just completely decimated. Nothing they could do. On Resolution, get rid of it so a Sword Ryzeal can't be special summoned. No sword, and a Node would be by itself. Annihilation of Ryzeal. Crazy. I love Purely. I love this deck. This is good stuff. I know it's toxic because it's unaffected by activated effects, but even if it didn't have that, I would still play the deck and I'd still love it. 7 Tachyon, reveal, come to me, our X-Ryzeal. All of you have to play Drone Lockbird when the Mitsurugi comes out. We would be able to draw there. We're going to have an untargetable, indestructible detonator that's going to have 1, 2 materials at least, right? Detonator. So it's going to be able to pop 2 cards. I guess just double disruption. Not that big of a deal. Let's reborn back. Cannot be targeted. And we're now getting ready to get pop in. Now, the effect of pop is going to be quite beneficial against any of the Purelies that want to turn it into an Xyz. because we're going to target it and pop it. But what if it's special summon and we have the field spell? It can't be targeted. We're going to summon a Lily. Lily activate, search our deck mate for a Purely, which will be our normal summon. You got to pop this. Yup, pop it, stop it. We don't have a happy memory to make it indestructible. And our hard once per turn effect to Xyz with Lily is now gone. Nibiru is going to take off the other material from the detonator. As we now summon the regular Purely, we got 0 disruption now. Daredevil has nothing. We are in main phase 2. The plasma hole can go into a Zeus. Zeus can now wipe the My Friend Purely on its activation of the effect to search the deck. You what, mate, because we battled with an Xyz. Oops. Wait, we used the wrong card? Do we have to use a Ryzeal for the thing? Including a Ryzeal, we only have 1 material, so we actually don't have the ability to field wipe because we can't use the Photon Lord. Actually, damn, not enough. You would normally have a duo drive with at least 1 material possibly to turn into a Zeus. Beauty. Let's get attached. We can now suck a card in the field. Let's give that Photon Blast the good suck it deserves as we now go into a Downward Magician into a real Zeus. Just like that. Wipe away the fields. Wipe it. We do have another field wipe. Off the top of the deck in Ice Ryzeal, we have Ash and Zeus. Negate the ice. And we're going to wipe away the Ice Ryzeal in addition to negating. Nothing activatable in the grave. Is this it for Daredevil? At 8,000 life, we have to end this quick because they still have Filled to the Brim within their deck, many 1-card combo plays, and we're out of disruption. This is it. Off the top of the deck. Oh, shoot. Okay. Little by little, poke them down. Hopefully they don't top deck into anything crazy. Off the top of the 1-card combo, of course. All right. Sword. Ice is actually... yeah, this was special summon sword, normal summon, triple material, Ryzeal detonator, attach from engrave the Zeus. We're gonna have 3 pops onto the Ryzeal detonator, and our core play gets stopped by a detonator. That's probably why they fully unlimited the Pureleys, knowing that they can't actually, they can't search, they can't Xyz. Detonator stops the Xyz, detonator stops the search. The more I think about it, it is quite insane how much Detonator hard counters this deck. I'm still excited to play it. Okay, we can survive 1 more swing. This is it. We're in the red zone. Oh, we can protect. But we actually can't. We activate Happy to make it indestructible. We then activate Detonator to pop it again. So you protect it, then it's not protected. We pop it twice. Wipe it. And then, whatever Purely we summon will be destroyable by the Ryzeal detonator. If we wait for the Lily activating to attempt to Xyz, we're going to just imperm it so it can't even Xyz. Thank you very much. What the hell is that? Yeah, we're screwed. We are super screwed. We are 1,500 life off the top of the deck. Bonfire for that remaining damage. Utopic Ray Lancer is going to be able to double attack by detaching a material for game. Well done, 1 and 1. All right, just make an X Purely Nord turn 1. It's unaffected. Spin all the cards. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Let's win it. Whoever goes first wins. Special summon a Ghost Rick from the hand or grave. Oh, all right, that is a complete brick with a brick. 2 bricks, 3 hand traps. Can we survive? We're going to Maxi in response to the Ice Ryzeal, holding on to our Ash. The triple tactics talent is now activatable. Star Ryzeal setting up the field spell. Veiler, negate. Now, what's interesting about a Typhon is if you have a way to summon from the extra deck during the opponent's turn, if you summon once on your turn, then the second one on the opponent's turn, that still doesn't count. It counts both turns, but it has to be both within the one of the turns in total. Negate the duo drive. Triple tactics talent. What are we ripping away? Of course, the Nibiru. No, okay. We're not going to be further committing. We are under the effect of Maxi. Let's now, from here, what are our forms of disrupt? We have Imperm, and that's it. The Duo Drive is nothing. Well, if we had no play previously, this should be the only play that should be safe enough to negate. Otherwise, this is a really sussy negate. You still have your open normal summon. This is a soft once per turn effect. Damn, and it could even whiff. Well, that worked out. Let's special summon the sword, searching for the X-Raziel. Do a drive, detach from here. We know there's a Nibiru. We saw it. And unfortunately, the inevitable conclusion is we're arriving there. We still cannot negate, but now we can mate. The Nibiru is completely useless. Let's now speed this up. Attach the aggregate, normal the ice, special the sword. We're going to wipe away the purely, detach on resolution. Negate the Nibiru. And just like that, lethal damage. Damn. I was coping. We have to have a really good turn one to beat them. It's pretty much impossible going second, right? I mean, we need a combination of the field spell. All the field spell does is take off one material from the detonator. I'm willing to bet that Earl is main deck in 3, Droplet probably. Droplet is really good against detonator. Oh boy. Funky versus Ricky. But then Funky's top 8 opponent disappeared. What happened, Gianna? All right.
Never came back.
Dust got Thanos snapped as Funky now defaults to the top 4. Let's go. Normal the ice. We have a single Ash and nothing left. Imagine if they have endless 1-card starters and extenders. Of course they do. Extend or start with the Sword Raziel. Extend or start with the X Raziel. Let's further duo it up. Duo, attach from engrave, detach 2 on resolution, come to me, Star Raziel, plus the cross, play the cross. Special the node, send the Tachyon, reborn from engrave, photon blast, make our whole field untargetable and indestructible, set the plugin. Further get ready to detonate. And what we have here, mate, is we can negate a monster, pop a card, pop a card, pop a card, pop a card, and Ash. It's about 6 forms of disruption. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our turn got skipped. Yep, we got max seed. Very nice, didn't even bother. As we're now going to be searching with the Duo Drive. If they were to have a hand trap, we would negate with the cross. All right. Great game 1. Thank you to both of you. Let's hop into game number 2. Begin. Hit him with the Pirellia early. Ash negate, mate, and we could activate a Fool Loss. Now we can't activate the second Fool Loss, unfortunately. But will a Fool Loss be good enough? What is our best play? We could still summon from the hand, summon from the graveyard, summon from the banishment. We're going to set from the deck the MTP. Nope, we're just going to pass on double impermanence. Don't mind if I do. Small world, we're going to bridge our way by banishing Nibiru to grab an X Raziel. Oh, what? What? Are you cheating? What the? He's preemptively negating impermanence because if you were to chain it to impermanence, the second impermanence would negate the X Raziel. We're stopping their entire disruption. They have 2, they have none. And only if you do it preemptively. What the? Wow, that was good. This is like preempting, stopping a super polymerization. Now, Imperm obviously more popular. Crazy play. It's obviously a play that could happen at any moment, but just to actually see it happen, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Come forth, Duo Drive, can't Imperm. Holy moly, the 2-0 play, right? We have to be winning off of that. That was insane. Let's speed this up. Dugaris is here. Utopic Ray Lancer, bah. Boost! We have 5,000 double attack, and we had to have told the opponent I want to end the battle phase, and the main phase that is. Attack number 1, detach, attack again. We do not have piercing battle damage, unfortunately. Wow. We went all in for that play. We predicted they would have impermanences, but we did not predict that they would have a March Hare or a Bestial to potentially block an attack. Just Chessie. Just Chessie is not a play. Negate the Chessie. Imperm. I don't think so. You're not going to reduce my attack. Now, Dugaris does have a downside. The downside is we're skipping our next battle phase, right? Skip the next battle phase by doubling the attack. Still got the draw. We still got the main. Oh boy, 7th Tachyon is here. Come to me, X, Zeal. Send the Banshee playing right into the second copy of Impermanence that we played around by even activating our crossout designate. Negate the X, Zeal. And from here, our battle phase is skipped, which is immensely dangerous. We draw into any mouse card whatsoever, spell trap monster. We will draw 2. Is it permanently negated, actually? Holy shite, it's perma-negated. Negate the effects forever. Well, never mind. Wow. Didn't draw no mouse card anyway. Ice off the top of the deck. There's got to be Ice Engrave, right? No Ice Engrave to finger. That sucks. Let's flip up the cross. Let's further go into the Raziel Detonator. Detonate, equip from the grave. Return 2, back, draw 1 card. To battle we go. Finish him. That's a salty game, mate. I don't know. I would think Funky would be pretty upset. That's crazy. I'm really curious. If you're a Malice player, are you dropping the deck on Wednesday? Are you going to play Mitsurugi or are you going to stick with Malice? Set 3 pass. Well, when your 14 starters drop down to 9 and the Droll could have been a starter instead, that's likely what's going to happen. You play Allure, I play Allure, we both Allure in. Negate the Allure. Now from here, let's Dormouse it up. Imperm, negate the one of Dormouse mate. Negate. Now the backup Ignister activates from the hand because it has a colon. So if you're good at searching for the colon, you know to potentially negate. Now, the Bestial plus a Malice is going to be a full combo. We're going to Impulse, negate the Bestial, and destroy it, not knowing that they had the additional starter and extender of freaking backup Ignister. So broken. Let's get rid of the Malice and Mirror. We can now banish the Mirror with the March Hare. Well, we're under Droll now, so we obviously don't want to do that. Now, Dormouse is going to come forth back onto the field. Let's turn all 3 into the Red Ransom. That's the thing. Is Red Ransom still worth summoning, even if you're under the effect of Droll? If you have a way to banish it, yes, it is. That's how freaking good it is. Let's White Binder. White Binder would banish it, and then, even though we couldn't search with it, the effect that comes back when it's banished and then banishes another, then gives us another body, that, of course, is good enough. We do have just a Duraswarm. Is everyone on triple Allure? There's a lot of Allure today, and a good reason to play a lot of Allures is if people are not playing as much Lancia. You obviously don't want to play Allure if they're Lancing you in the draw phase and then you have a dead card. Let's speed this up. Good banish on the Duraswarm. Banish away the March Hare. March Hare has not been banished yet. It will be going back to the hand, but it already activated to banish a card from a grave to special summon. Thus, we are done from here. The Bestials. I'm saying that the Bestial usage has to go up with the new hits, and the Bestials will inherently actually be pretty good against Mitsurugi. Being able to banish the Murakumo from the graveyard if they have a body on the field when it's trying to reborn, that is the play you want to do. Now, if you're a Mitsurugi player and they're trying to banish your Murakumo, if you have a Prayers, you can hopefully chain to a Bestial to reborn it to dodge it getting banished. Let's summon back the Chessie, getting banished off of the Allure of Darkness here. Backup Ignister, come to me, as we are now going to be going into our play of the Linkuriboh Way. Let's banish from Engrave, our backup Ignister, link all 3 into our Red Ransom play. Now, we're not under the restriction of an Impulse. That Nibiru is ready. We also have the Call of the Grave to finger a potential play. Say goodbye to the Splash Mage thanks to the Duraswarm. And now, We're going to Nibiru. And now we're going to Impulse. Did we always have that Impulse? Did we draw it for the turn, it looks like? We drew Impulse at the start of the turn. Nice. Dormouse, come forth, banish from the deck, the White Rabbit, Reborn back, Call by the Grave, Finger the Druistorm. Pure Mitsurugi will have access to Impulse. Impulse will be pretty good against the Mitsurugi Ritual spell, if you're thinking on what to use it against. Now, Ryzel Mitsurugi will not be using Impulse. That will be one of the downsides of playing that version of the deck, even though it will be the best deck. And just like that, do we have a trigger banish to get another attack in? The Ransom, has it not triggered yet? It has not. Come forth back. 2-0 victory. Lethal damage. Well done. If you're sick of Malice, that's okay. We have Ryzeal versus Malice. We dodged the mirror match. The week of the heavy ban list, ripping 5 cards away from Malice's main deck, which is funny to think. On Wednesday, all Malice players get 5 free ultra rares of anything they want. They could probably fully craft their Mitsurugi deck just from the hits. Begin. Grand finale time. We're going to be bonfiring it up into the Ash Negate. One of the biggest changes in addition to Mitsurugi coming on Wednesday is Droll will be everywhere, meaning if you have a play plus a search, you can't search or draw before making your play, or you're going to get drolled and then you're going to have to end your turn. Further exceeds into the Detonator, attached from Engrave. Let's talk about the forms of Disrupt. So don't worry, I'm not going to talk about it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 Disruption. Ash, negate the Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness is not a hard once per turn, thus we activate another one. Allure number 2. Draw 2, banish the March Hare. March Hare, come back unless we negate. Full field, again, if I have not said already, completely untargetable and indestructible by card effects. We cannot use the access code talker unless we're taking out the Star Leech first. We're going to use the Detonator to wipe away the Almirage. Say goodbye, as the March Hare is also going to get negated here. Well, we already used up our normal summon. Damn. That's that. So much for game 1, as we're now going to be detaching off the Star Leech. Star Leech has its full effect if it has 0 materials. We're going to Ryzeal Cross, return 2 back, draw 1, ice into the star, set up the Plasma Hole, and just like that, 10,000 damage. And this shows why Konami did not want to hit Apollo yet. They feared that Ryzeal being unhit on the previous ban list that just happened, that Mouse players would just rage quit and uninstall. Herelia is here to mess things up. So much for your perfect turn 1 play, huh? No Cryptor in play. Can we play through the ability to non-target banish, negate a special summon, negate a monster, banish cards in the graveyard, negate anything, negate a monster effect, negate a monster effect? We have about 7 forms of Disrupt. Let's start off with the 7 Tachyon. Grab that X-Ryzeal, returning back our Fua to the top of the deck. Send the Aggregator, targeting the Apollo. Chainlink blocking the Aggregator itself because we don't need to search. Our hand is filled to the brim with other Ryzeals. Let's take off those 2 disruptions from the Apollo. Now down to just 5. Let's reborn the White Binder. White Binder will activate as one of the disruptions I was counting to disallow them from being able to special summon a Node Ryzeal. And we don't want them to special summon a sword. So we're going to search our deck for a White Rabbit, banishing away the X-Ryzeal, thus the sword now has to be normal summoned. We still have negate anything, negate a special summon, or negate a monster on the field. We're going to negate the effect of special summon, and it will destroy. Negate and destroy. Negate a monster plus negate anything. Special the sword, special the ice. Let's Ryzeal Detonator. Detonator will activate to attach in the grave. We're going to use the allied code talker to negate and destroy. Detonator's going to detach to pop away the white binder, and we're just going to allow it. Goodbye to binder. You can detach if we want to. I mean, it gets banished. You don't get destroyed. You are banished. You can't even protect yourself. You still have imperm, and that's it. All right. Well done. I too have a good turn 1. There you go. Lethal damage as we hop into game 3. We have 2 hand traps, but we actually have 1 because the Call by the Grave will finger our Ash. Is 1 hand trap good enough to stop Ryzeal? Now, surely, Sword Ryzeal says if you have a Ryzeal in the field or graveyard, except a Sword Ryzeal, you could special summon this card. I made that up. Yeah, that's not on the card. Okay. Sword, imperm, negate. And that's our normal summon. Yep. Special, I think Konami forgot that. All right. Duo, search the deck. Ash, negate. Call by the Grave, finger, mate. So we're going to be able to pop, negate, and we also are going to have the ability to use the plugin to perform an Xyz on the opponent's turn. I know that sounds crazy, but you summon a second body, and then you Baguska if it weren't banned. Now, beyond Baguska, what could we summon during the opponent's turn that would be insane? We're just going to have to see. I am excited for it. We could summon another detonator, actually. Just why not? The field spell prevents a second detonator. We drew into an extender. That's exactly what we need. And he's doing it. If you're like, what is DK talking about? He's actually doing exactly what I said he'd be doing. He's setting up the trap. The trap will Xyz during the opponent's turn into another detonator because there's no field spell. Whoops, there you go. That's it. We could literally, whenever we want, summon a second detonator. That is nuts. And the detonator will have 3 additional pops on top of our pop, and monster negate. Somehow we still have 6 disruptions now. March Hare banish the chassis. We're going to detach, and that will ensure that the chassis will now be negated on summon. Summon the chassis, trigger the aggregator, negate. Can you please push them to activate the plasma hole? I really want to see it. Do it now. Right? You'd be able to pop the backup Ignister on its summon, but you didn't do it. What are you waiting for? There you go. I mean, you could have done it earlier. You are going into detonator, right? A little late on the detonate. Yeah, we were late on this. We could have popped the backup. It's okay. We were not late on it. Actually, we would chain link block our own detonator if we want to attach in the grave. So that's the one thing where you do have to consider that. Do we want to attach, or do we want to pop? Or do we want to have 3 pops instead of 2 and pop the backup? To be fair. So now we got 3 pops instead of 2 and pop in the backup. In response to the wizard, we could pop the link decoder, and then we got 2 more pops. And again, if you're thinking like, why don't more people do this? This is illegal. If there's a field spell. The field spell you don't even remember or know, you literally can't have the same Xyz name on the field as what you already have. Plasma, Reborn, Splash that is, and then whatever we summon, it is negated. And we have our 3rd pop. Interesting. Dare Evil. Set a plugin instead of the field spell just to clown on Malice. To win in style. I love it. Good one. Now win it. Damn. Lethal damage. That was very interesting. What the heck? This is the Banlist that hit Malice? Because you took Lancia out, you fools. Oh my gosh. Post Banlist Malice. You all thought it was safe to take Lancia out. Well, because of that, Malice got to run away scot-free at essentially full power, just -5 starters. And obviously you have now learned your lesson. It is not now time to just take Lancia out of your deck. And then I don't really know what to say once Mitsurugi comes out with Raziel, because you also need to play Droll. Now, maybe that can be when it will be safer to take Lancia out, because it should massively drop the amount of usage that there is of Malice. But if you see enough Malice, I'm sorry, you need Droll, you need Lancia, pretty much mandatory across the board. So let's see these deck lists real quick. Snake Eye Fiendsmith, what the cope is this? Top 16 from this mad lad. Triple Lancia, you know, we knew to main deck Lancia. All right, here is the first turn kill Blaze Phoenix play. Well done with the Proxy F Magician. And let's see who else is not playing Lancia. We have Centurion Plu. Lancia is out. In with the Fua, we have the extra deck and the main. Very nice. And then Fiendsmith Control. Fiendsmith Control having so much room to play a card like Lancia, not even main decking it. Triple DD Crow. This dude's ready for Mitsurugi. I mean, DD Crow and Bystials. I can imagine Fiendsmith Control being a very good deck during the Mitsurugi Raziel nonsense. Obviously, well, we have Droll already in the main deck here also. There's the extra deck and the main. Good job, Ricky. Gem Knights, go second only Gem Knights. Double reboot, triple droplet, double storm, triple tactics talent, double thrust into a sales ban, Harpy freaking Feather Duster. I'm just looking at all of the board breakers here. Good job. And then Ignister, ignisting it up. No Lancia in the main. Amazing. Good job to you. Ignisting. Let's see what else we have. Purely. So small and compact. I love it. Good job, Earl GB. Oh, it was quite concerning to see how this deck plays against Raziel, even at full power. I'm still going to play it. I'm going to put in, I'm going to just tech out my deck like crazy to beat Raziel. Mitsurugi Raziel. And I think this should be good. Hopefully. Raziel. Here are the Raziels. We're the Raziels playing Lancia. We got Spenta. No Lancia in sight. That's okay. Good job, Bori. And then we have Fiendsmith Raziel. Yeah, people took, really, across the board, took out the Lancias. That's the only way I can make sense of why Mouse did so well after a freaking banlist. And if you don't believe me, we're going to look at the Mouse decks up next to see that they were, in fact, hit. Again, no Lancia, but he did win the whole tournament. So what he did was good. Well done. 3 Tachyon, 2 Small World instead of the 7th Ascension. And what do we have? Malice, freaking 7 of them. So let's look at them through here. Meta Weekly, top 16. Oh my lord. What the hell? We have, my face is blocking this. So let's move this on over. So shout out to Melito, Hakimo, Muhammad, Huncho, Alpha, Funkinator, and Drex. Starting off with Melito, anything out of the ordinary. Triple Allure of Darkness. No Bystials. We have a Cynet Mining to cope with the fact that we lost a lot of starters. And then 3 Cynet Mining and 2 Bystials, no Allure of Darkness. Muhammad with double Cynet Mining, double Allure of Darkness, no Bystials. And how many chassis are there on? 2 chassis, 2 chassis, 2 chassis. Honcho with 3 chassis. With 3 chassis, we have an I Meet You instead. No Bystial. I Meet You and 3 chassis. We have a TB11 Chad up in here. And then we have double Allure of Darkness. Double Allure, 2 Bystials. Double chassis, double March Hare. All right, interesting. Triple Allure of Darkness on the Funkinator. With the triple Allure, how many TB11s are there? What the heck? No TB, no TB, no TB. We are on TB, not TB. We're on, so 2 TB11s so far. Okay, and with triple Allure, and then the #1 Mad Lad. triple Allure, double Chessie, triple March Hare, double Bestial. I think it's quite interesting that people are not wanting, even Funkinator on 1 Chessie. I don't think anyone was on 3 Chessie. That is quite interesting. Well, just Honcho is. In the TCG and OCG, they have pretty much all in unison moved to 3 Chessie, and Mastodol's not doing that from what it looks like. But also, everyone is taking advantage of the fact that you could play, Alert Darkness wasn't playable before with everyone playing Lancia. If you guys are not going to play Lancia, then of course they're going to use and abuse Allure of Darkness for a free draw 2 and banish. That's absurd. You Lancia me in the draw phase, no way I want to play Allure in my deck with Lancias everywhere. So that is a massive boost to the deck in consistency if you're not going to be willing to play Lancia. Wow. Just, they're going to their fallback, and I really don't know what to say. It's going to be very difficult to play Droll and Lancia at the same time when Mitsurugi comes out. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens on Wednesday. And, you know, in addition to, people may even be playing DD Crow, possibly against Mitsurugi. Just banish away their Murakumo. Okay, well, there you go. That is the event. I'll see you all on Wednesday on twitch.tv/Decade with the new Mitsurugi release. Let's go.